Okay, welcome to this next video on percentages. So we've just finished sort of talking generally about percentages, and which would have been a revision really from grade 7 last year, and today we're going to be looking at expressing and finding percentages. Now, calculating percentages from raw data is a really important component of studying percentages, and it's something that you will, as we continue to do things on percentages, you will see that it is something that you will use a lot in real life, and it'll be something that will sort of crop up throughout maths for the rest of your schooling. So the reason why we want to express things in percentages is it kind of normalizes two sets of data so that you can compare them with each other. Even if they haven't been sampled from the same set of people, you can compare percentages even if the numbers are incorrect. Oh, sorry, different. So for instance, we've got this one here, which is 246 out of 693 people surveyed said they enjoy chocolate-coated hot dogs, whereas 465 out of 985 people would prefer to own a cat. Now, these are ridiculous things, totally made them up, but we can't really compare them because all our numbers are different. Here, 693 people were surveyed, and over here, 985. So we can't really compare those two numbers. However, if we were to say that it was 35.5 percent of people like the chocolate-coated hot dogs, and 47.2% of people were the cat lovers. Even though these two things here are totally unrelated, we can still compare them now because we're now just talking about sets out of 100. We've reduced from different numbers that can't correlate together to now just out of 100, which we can compare. Okay. So two of the skills we're going to be needing to do is firstly expressing quantity A as a percentage of some other quantity B. And so the way that we do that is that we firstly write the quantities as a fraction of part over a whole. Okay, so quantity A over quantity B, so the part over the whole. Okay, then convert the fraction by multiplying it by 100, remembering when we just talked about converting between fractions and percentages and things in the previous video. So for example, find the percentage of cake that you ate if you had 5 out of 8 pieces. So the percentage of cake, now you'll see that a lot of the times in these videos and these examples, I'm just using sort of word sentence to kickstart my equations, which is probably a good idea in percentages since many of them are going to be sort of based on real life things, and so it's difficult to describe with mathematical language, and so it's probably best to just use an English sentence or something. So percentage of cake is equal to the quantities of fraction of part over a whole. So we've got part over a whole times 100%, and the part is 5 and the whole is 8. Okay, so we had 5 out of 8 pieces times 100%, and so you get 500 divided by 8%, and so if we smash into our calculator, we will get 62.5%. Okay, and as we do that, so you ate 62.5% of the cake if you had 5 out of the 8 pieces available. Alright, so that's one of the main things you get to do, which is expressing quantity A as a percentage of quantity B. Right, next, being able to find a percentage of some whole quantity B. Okay, so the way that we go about that is firstly we convert our percentage to a fraction, and we remember that of means multiplication. So this one here is very important. Okay, it will help you to be able to decode a lot of word problems. If you can remember that something of something, you've got to kind of be thinking about multiplication. So first, convert the percentage to a fraction. Remember that of means multiplication. Express the quantity as a fraction as well, then multiply the fractions as we had before. Now, fortunately, you guys are able to use your calculators now, so it's not, some of these examples are a little bit simple, but we'll be able to see a bit more complex ones later because we're able to just use our calculators instead. So for example, find 40% of $60. So 40% of $60 equals, so I need to convert the percentage to a fraction first. So 40% is 40 over 100. Okay, we saw that before last video. Of is a times, and $60 just still stays there. Okay, now because we can use our calculators, rather than worrying about multiplying our fractions together, let's think about that 40 over 100 is the same thing as 0.4. Okay, if we come over here, 40 divided by 100, if we move our decimal place 2 spots, we're going to get it equal to 0.4. Okay, so 0.4 times $60. Chuck that in your calculator and you'll get out $24. Okay, now this is a very important thing to be able to do this part here quite easily. It will enable you to be able to work very quickly with your calculator. If you can recognize that 40% is the same thing as 0.4, okay? And you just times that by the amount and you're going to get the percentage back of that original amount, as we did here, $24. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video. It's a quick one, 2 quick little things that you need to be able to do, and I hope you come to class with any questions and ready to go. Thank you.